For a homeless person myself, within just the past 2 years, I can acknowledge that part of you dies when you become homeless. Part of your soul and part of your health and psychology actually seems to start decaying and turn into some very dark places when you become homeless. So we need to acknowledge those people and do what we can to work for them. The 22 a day that is probably grossly undercalculated in the United States of veterans who will commit suicide every day in the United States. Most recently, from my own ship, I would like to acknowledge, I believe that he turned to explosive ordnance disposal, but I knew him as boatswain's mate, 3rd class petty officer Tintari, who drank himself to death within this last year. I would like to acknowledge his presence. Thank you. And many other people from my command who have actually killed themselves. I would like to acknowledge the petty officer who when I was on watch raising the flag for colors one morning on the ship beside the port from me, who shot himself as I was raising the flag when he was on watch. And I would like to acknowledge the petty officer who climbed up onto the mainmast of my ship and jumped off, who killed himself when I first got to my command as well. All these people had families, and all these people will be affected forever. And so I would like to ask that please have a gentle space in your heart. Try to be kind. Try to be an open person to talk to about your feelings. That has been one of my greatest challenges as a veteran, to learn to open up, to be an emotional being, to allow myself the space to even feel comfortable about talking to about this. And I would also like to thank Veterans for Peace and Iraq Veterans Against the War for giving me the opportunity to realize that I am not alone, because I can tell you that in 2011, when I actually took the leap to go to my first meeting and took the leap to go to my first protest and was recruited by Veterans for Peace at that protest to join with other people who I knew that really understood where I was coming from when I was sitting at Portland Community College as a student, and I was trying to focus on my homework, but I was just seething in anger that other people didn't seem to acknowledge the depth and despair that I had when I would think about all the destruction that was going on around me. And is anybody listening? Is anybody paying attention? Does anybody even care? And I realized that, yes, there are people who actually do care, and there are people who will really understand where I'm coming from. And the anger can actually be challenged in a positive way. We can take that anger, which is justified and which is a natural response to injustice, and channel that into positive ways. And that we're powerful beings. And that we can do good things. So that's all I really have to say, and thank you very much for listening. I hope that we all be kind to each other and the planet. Thank you.